They don't tell you this, but life is not a playground, it's a battlefield. And every day you walk into that battlefield unarmed, soft, distracted, weak, and you wonder why the world keeps breaking you. Here's the truth. No one's coming to save you. No one cares about your feelings, your complaints, or your excuses. The world is sharpening its knives while you're scrolling on your phone. And unless you build a mind as sharp as steel and a spirit that cannot be broken, you will be eaten alive. That's not motivational fluff, that's reality. And Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who spent his life in war, plague, and betrayal, left behind the blueprint for how to become untouchable. Stoicism is not about being calm and sipping tea. It's about becoming dangerous. It's about building an inner fortress so solid that nothing, betrayal, death, poverty, humiliation, can bend you. If you want to toughen your mind and spirit, then listen carefully, because this is not for the faint-hearted. Imagine this. You wake up one morning and everything is gone. Your job, gone. Your partner, gone. Your savings, burned to dust. Your so-called friends disappear like shadows at sunrise. Most men would collapse. They'd drown in self-pity, spiral into weakness, beg for sympathy. But a Stoic doesn't break. A Stoic tightens his jaw, stands up, and says the words Marcus Aurelius himself lived by. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. That's the weapon. That's the steel edge no one can take from you, the mind. Let me give you a story. There was a young soldier in the Roman army, anonymous, forgotten by history. He fought in freezing mud, slept with rats, and watched his brothers die beside him. One day his commander was killed and panic spread through the men. They wanted to retreat, to run, to survive at all costs. But this soldier remembered the teachings of Stoicism. He remembered that courage is not the absence of fear, it's action in spite of it. He picked up the banner, stood in front of his trembling comrades, and charged forward alone. His courage lit fire in the men's hearts, and they followed. They won that day, not because they were stronger, not because they had better weapons, but because one man's mind was tougher than the storm around him. That's the essence of Stoicism. You win because you refuse to be broken. Now let me tell you the problem. Modern men are collapsing under pressures that aren't even real. A bad comment online, a rejection from a woman, a job that feels boring. These tiny sparks turn them into ashes because their spirit is soft. Stoicism is the antidote. Marcus Aurelius didn't sit on a golden throne writing pretty words. He wrote meditations in military camps with the stench of death around him. While the empire was crumbling, he buried children, he buried friends, he fought enemies on every border. And still he taught us that life's unfair sometimes, but our mindset is always ours. That's not philosophy, it's survival training. Think about the modern world. Every day you are tested. When your boss disrespects you, when your relationship fails, when money slips through your fingers. These are battles, and most people lose because they've never trained their mind. They think toughness is about muscles, about showing off, about pretending not to care. But true toughness is inner silence when the storm rages. It's walking through hell with steady steps. It's becoming the man no disaster can break. Here's the first principle. Discipline your perception. The Stoics knew that life is neutral. It's your perception that makes it good or bad. Marcus wrote, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." The weak man sees rejection and thinks, "I'm worthless." The Stoic sees rejection and thinks, "Good, another test, another sharpening of the blade." That's how you toughen your mind. You don't beg for comfort. You reframe pain into training. Second principle, voluntary hardship. The Stoics practiced poverty, fasting, cold baths, sleeping on the floor, not because they were masochists, but because they wanted to strip away fear. Seneca wrote, "Set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, 'Is this the condition that I feared?' Do you understand the power in this? If you can eat crumbs and sleep on stone and still stand tall, no billionaire, no tyrant, no loss can terrify you. You become free because nothing can enslave you." Let me give you a modern example. Think about Fight Club. The main character lived a life of consumer comfort, trapped by IKEA catalogs and empty routines. But when he stripped it all away, when he embraced chaos, pain, and loss, he was reborn. That's Stoicism. That's the brutal truth modern men need. Comfort is killing you. Hardship is the medicine. Third principle, Amor, Fati, love of fate. The Stoic doesn't just endure what happens, he embraces it. He takes every disaster, every betrayal, every death and says, good, this too is fuel. Epictetus was born a slave. They broke his leg and he walked with a limp for life. And yet he became one of the greatest philosophers in history. Why? Because he accepted fate like a warrior accepts the battlefield. He didn't whine about what he couldn't control. He conquered what he could, his mind. Most men today resist life. They cry out, why me? Why now? Why this? But resistance is weakness. Acceptance is power. Not passive acceptance, active acceptance. You take the hit, you bleed, and you grow sharper. You become anti-fragile, stronger because of the blows. Now let's make this personal. Picture yourself 10 years from now. You're sitting alone, looking back at the life you lived. Did you spend it hiding from discomfort, playing it safe, drowning in anxiety and fear? Or did you live like a Stoic, walking through fire with an iron heart? When you're old, the regrets will cut deeper than any pain you feel now. The Stoics remind us, death is always near. Marcus said, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. That's not poetic. That's a gun to your head forcing you to wake up. Every wasted day is an insult to the gift of existence. So here's the challenge. Start small. Train your mind like a warrior trains his sword. Wake up earlier than you want. Skip the comfort food. Push your body in the gym. Meditate on your death daily. When life throws chaos at you, don't run. Face it. Stare it down. Smile at it. This is the way of the Stoic, to live so disciplined, so fearless, so unshakable that the world itself bends to your will. And let me be brutally honest, you either become the man who controls his mind, or you remain the slave of emotions, urges, and fears. The Stoic path is hard. It is merciless. It demands blood. But it gives you something no weakness can ever touch. Freedom. The freedom to stand alone. The freedom to look death in the eyes without trembling. The freedom to live with power, clarity, and dignity. Remember this. Kings fall, empires burn, wealth disappears, women leave, friends betray. But if you've built the Stoic fortress within, nothing can touch you. You become untouchable, dangerous, eternal. So stop whining, stop waiting, stop being soft. Take the words of Marcus Aurelius and carve them into your soul. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. That's the Stoic way to toughen your mind and spirit. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now. If this video hit you hard, if you felt that fire in your chest, then it's time to take the next step. That's why I wrote Stoic Strength. It's not theory, it's not fluff. It's a manual, a weapon, a blueprint to harden your mind, sharpen your spirit, and crush weakness out of your life. Inside, I'll give you the exact practices the Stoics used, translated into raw modern strategies you can use today. If you're serious about becoming unbreakable, then Stoic Strength is your next move. The link is in the description. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.